Hey YouTube. It's been about a week since the last post and I have been struggling to find time to post another one. But I have, unfortunately, a kid homesick from school today. So instead of a car vlog, today we're going to have an office vlog, homesick day vlog. So hopefully it will at least be less bumpy than the car vlogs because there's no potholes in my office. So we will keep things steady, and here we go. So last time I talked about scheduling and making a plan and how you can use that to free up time in your schedule for not having to remember when you last posted, making sure you have a strategy for your business, make sure that your social media plan is working to support that strategy and make your goals happen. So today we're going to talk about content and how to fill your calendar and use your strategy to make sure your content is being effective. How much should you be posting? Well, for Facebook and Instagram, which are the two big ones that most businesses have, a Facebook page and an Instagram page, you should really be posting 1 to 2 times a day, every day. We talked about consistency last time. You got to be consistent. If you post once a day for a week and then nothing for 3 weeks, your audience is not going to like that, and you want to give your audience what they want or they will stop coming back. So 1 to 2 times a day for both of those platforms means 60 to 120 pieces of content in a month, which is a lot, especially if you're doing what most small business owners are doing and just posting things about your sales or your new product or just pictures of your product. That's not going to cut it. You're not going to be able to come up with probably 120 pieces of content that are photos of your products. And your audience isn't going to necessarily want to see your product 120 times in a month either. So how do you come up with a blend that's going to make sure that you're covering all of your bases with your audience and with your business? So we're going to talk about how to come up with that 120 pieces of content. So a lot of this stuff you can post on both platforms, Facebook and Instagram, and also on Twitter, as long as, like I said before, make sure that you're using your hashtags in the right way, make sure that you're using your text limit in the right way so that you're not making it look like you're posting on one platform and then just sharing to the others. Post type up separate content for each platform, and that will make things look like you know what you're doing. So 2 different main types of content as you're looking at your calendar. And first, you can use a paper calendar, or you can use a digital one. I recommend a digital one because then you can just copy and paste it over into your scheduling tool. If you're not using a scheduling tool, get one. You need one. Then it just takes out that whole variable of, did I remember to post today? What was supposed to go on today? I can't remember. I got really busy the last few mornings and I just haven't had time. Get you a scheduling tool and get it to schedule automatically for you and post automatically for you. Again, like I said last time, Hootsuite is a good one if you're a small business and you're just running your own Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter, because they have a free version where you can have, I think it's 3 free platforms to use. So, or 3 accounts across whatever platforms you're using. So that's a really good tool, but there's others out there. Find one that you like and use it. So pull up your digital calendar, look at your month. The first thing you want to do is schedule time-bound content. Your 2 types of content are going to be time-bound or evergreen content. Time-bound first, because those are things that relate to specific days, specific events that are happening. If you have product launches planned, if you have sales planned, if you have any kind of in-office events or anything that you're inviting the public to, put those in first. Schedule all of those things in first and your posts about them first, because those have to be on specific days. And depending on what size the event is, if it's something really big that you want to be promoting a lot in the few days or weeks coming up to it, put a couple of different posts in about it. Say different things about the event, bring up different information for your public to understand and to know, and give them a place to RSVP for those events. So that'll fill up a few slots right there, right off the top. Next thing that you're going to want to do is look around at your, look on Google and see what kind of holidays are happening this month. Sometimes you're only going to want to acknowledge the major holidays, you know, the bank holidays or stuff that a lot of people celebrate. Sometimes you're going to want to post about some of the more obscure holidays and kind of the silly and weird ones. If you're a bakery, is there National Cupcake Day this month or National Donut Day or something like that? Those are always fun because it's not something that most people are aware of, those specific obscure holidays, but it can be a really great call to action and call to engagement. National Puppy Day. Here's a picture of my puppy. Show us yours. How are you celebrating National Donut Day? Show us your donut selfies. Anything like that is always a fun way to kind of get your audience involved and get them talking about what's going on in your post. So look up obscure holidays. There's a ton of websites that have them, and just do a quick Google search and that'll fill in at least a few more of your slots. So there's some more time-bound stuff for you. Look around and see if there's anything major happening in your industry this month. Again, depending on what kind of business you have, this might be more things than not. But just look around and see if you can find any news articles, anything like that that you want to put out sooner than later. Plug those in. Look around too at your other local businesses. Maybe not your direct competition. If they're doing something, you know, on the same day as a product launch of yours, probably skip that. But if there's, you know, other small businesses that you might be able to work with, network with, and, you know, help kind of collaborate with their audiences and your audiences, you can share the events that they've got scheduled for the next month, if you have a few. Some of the things that I do for my small business, which is social media management, is, you know, I look at what the other small businesses are doing. They're not competing with me necessarily. They're all in different industries, but it's fun to kind of, you know, our audiences are a lot overlapping. We have a lot of the same local people that, you know, look at all of our pages, and it's just fun to say, hey, this is happening in town. Go see what's going on. You know, recommend that business, and that can help build goodwill towards your other local business owners as well. So there's another thing. And then just make sure that you've got all of the major events happening that relate to your business. So once you've got all of that, that's your time-bound stuff, because that has to be specific days. That needs to be, you know, scheduled around actual events. Next, you're going to look at evergreen content. I highly recommend creating a folder for your evergreen content and keep it so that you can see and mark, you know, when you've last used this. Evergreen stuff can be posted at any time. A lot of this is going to end up being photos of your product. So this is the stuff that maybe you've been mostly posting before, just pictures of your products, pictures of your business. If you've gotten any shout outs from your customers and you have permission, obviously, to share those, you know, share those. They can be posted pretty much at any time. And a big thing that I recommend is behind the scenes photos and information about what's going on behind the scenes in your business, because that's something that most of your audience and most of your customers aren't really going to get to see on a regular basis. And that's always cool. You know, if you don't know much about the personal lives or what goes into creating that product or what goes into your business, it's always fun to give people kind of a little peek behind the scenes. And here's a sneak peek of us creating our fabulous cupcakes or whatever it is. People like to know who's working on the product, who's involved in this business. Here are our chefs, here's our waitresses, here's our, you know, everybody that's supportive. That's always a fun way to kind of, you know, add in a little bit of extra evergreen content, introductions to your staff, behind the scenes, and then the pictures of your product, obviously. You don't want to forget about those. They are important. They just don't need to be 100% of your content. So that's start making a folder of those images and that content, the written content as well that goes along with it. You can have some just kind of pre-written captions. Here's what we do. We'd love to meet you. We'd love to help you out with this. Our services are, things of that nature. And some of those are going to be a little more salesy than others, and some of them are just going to be, hey, here's who we are and here's what we do. Again, like I said in the last video, you don't want to be 100% salesy 100% of the time. People don't like that. Nobody likes that. You don't want to turn on TV and see nothing but commercials. It's just not fun. And that's not why people are on social media. They're on social media to connect and to build relationships. So Give them that chance to build that relationship with your business and with your brand. That is, and you're also going to be able to come up with some industry articles as well. A lot of the stuff that I do specifically, like on my Twitter page, I share a lot of our article links to like Entrepreneur Magazine, Inc.com, things like that, because my audience is a lot of small business owners. They like to see that kind of thing. So I share a lot of those articles, and it's things like, here's a study that came out about women business owners and blah, blah, blah. So there's a lot of that kind of stuff that you can look at and see, is this time bound? Is it news, or is it like editorial kind of stuff? A lot of those editorial type articles you can keep in your evergreen folder and share them periodically. Now, I wouldn't share them once a week. I would definitely give it more of a break than that, at least 6 to 8 weeks before you post anything repeated. But keep it in your folder, and then you don't have to come up with a brand new 120 pieces of content every single month. This will, it's really going to help you to have to put less time and less effort into scheduling your content as the months go on, especially because you'll continue to add more evergreen content that you've thought of. Obviously, you're going to have more time-bound stuff because new things happen every month. And if you're not planning events and product launches, you should be as much as you can to keep your product and your content fresh. But you're still going to be able to have that evergreen calendar to pull from, or evergreen content to pull from for stuff when well, I've got a couple of days in here with, nothing really happening. What can I post on those days? Flip over to your evergreen folder and pull out a couple of things that it's been a while since you posted. Pictures of stuff that's your best sellers, or in case you haven't met them, here's our chef again. I wouldn't say again. I wouldn't make it clear that this is stuff that you've posted before. Try to, because everybody's not going to see every single thing that you post. So if to you, because you see every single thing that goes out, it might feel repetitive after a while. As long as you're leaving a long enough gap in between, nobody's going to notice. Don't post the same thing, like I said, once a week, but give it a month or two, couple months in between, and repost, because you'll notice when you're looking at your analytics how much of your audience is actually seeing every single thing that you post, and it's not everybody. It's never going to be everybody. Every person that follows you is just never going to see every single thing that you post. That's why it's important to have a blend of your salesy stuff, your informational stuff, your behind the scenes stuff, your fun sharing stuff, holidays, all of those things create the perfect blend of content. And if you look at all the different categories and sit down and brainstorm too, and think of, if you can think of anything else, get you a big sheet of paper and just write down everything you can think of that might possibly be interesting to your audience. And then bounce it off some of your friends and family and your other audience members and say, is this something you would like to see? Getting feedback is always great. But you should pretty easily be able to fill your content calendar in that way, using your blend of time-bound articles and information and posts with evergreen stuff. And then you're not spending every single day looking around. I haven't posted anything yet. It's noon. I need to say something. What can I say? I'm just going to take a picture of this plate and post it. You don't need that kind of panic and negativity in your life. As a small business owner, you need to have everything as scheduled out and planned as possible. This is going to help you reach your goals, identify your goals, and then reach them using your social media, and not spend all day, every day thinking about it and having to take time out of your business, actual business management and running your business in order to manage your social media. So let me know in the comments if you thought this was helpful, if it's something that you think you might try. If it still sounds like too much work, let me know. I'd love to hear your feedback. And again, always, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel so we can continue producing more content like this. Again, let me know if it was helpful. Let me know if it wasn't. I'd love to hear what you think. Thanks. See you next time.